I see something down here that's got 0 out of 1 XP. The high art of stools. Your work has been bearing fruit. This week, 2 people praised your homemade stools. However, for some reason, no one dared to sit on them. Do you understand that they simply don't dare touch high art? The cookie strategy. You have finally discovered a reliable recipe for oratory art and successful public engagement. At the beginning of the speech, you promise that at the end of the speech, everyone will get free cookies. However, you didn't calculate that everyone would be so interested in your speech. You had to visit 3 shops to buy everything before you get beaten up. Despite the fact that after the event everyone discussed exclusively your generosity, you were convinced that it was your oratory art that made such an impression on the audience. The Earth-shape controversy. Today you got the opportunity to join a discussion about the shape of the Earth. We're on Earth? Oh. Most of these present at the hall agreed that it was flat, although some weirdos tried to prove otherwise. Entering a heated argument with them, you brought up argument after argument, and accidentally proved that it was not flat. Most of the academics, with shouts of ignoramus, pushed you out of the hall. Your pants suffered somewhat, but your dignity not at all. Now you know for sure the Earth is cubic, and you're even convinced that the edge runs along the same mountain range nearby, from which you flew down when you tried to reach that clearing of beautiful nightshade. Minecraft, eh? A cubic Earth. Yes. The mysterious stranger. It was quite hot outside, so you decided to dedicate the day to spiritual practices by the river. You spread out your herbal mat, cooled off in the water, returned to the shore, and began meditating. Birds were singing around you, and the sounds of flowing water lulled you. Suddenly your sleep was interrupted by a magical but eccentric stranger. She approached with about 20 meters and stared at you intently. Who are you? You asked confusedly. The stranger silently muttered some spell and disappeared. You felt incredible lightness. With a wave of your hands, you effortlessly lifted off the ground and began gliding over the forest. The cool breeze pleasantly tickled your face. Suddenly, the wind began to rise. You realized you needed to land on the ground, but you didn't know how. Need to go down, you started muttering, getting louder and louder. Need to go down. It was the phrase that woke you up, and you saw the figure of a doctor above you. Oh, thank God, man. I thought you weren't going to wake up, and our settlement would die of boredom. He told you that a local fisherman found you when you were unconscious lying in the sun. Another half an hour and sunstroke would have been fatal. The youth elixir business. Neighbors have started visiting you more often, praising your youth elixir. Many note the effect after just a 3rd dose. However, for some reason, everyone calls it cherry brandy among themselves. The other day, the patrol visited you and threatened to arrest you for illegal distribution of alcohol. Well, I had to choose a different direction in alchemy. Man, those potions had a massive effect. Like, we're still going. We've made a breakthrough. You decided that simply doing push-ups was no longer interesting. So you tied a rock to your legs for extra weight and climbed a tree to do pull-ups on a branch. After finishing the workout, satisfied with yourself, you decided to climb down. But trouble struck. The rope got caught on a branch and you hung upside down in the air. You didn't have to call for help for long, but how many local legends circulate about you? You should have just continued your workout. It would have been an interesting one. Hanging upside down. After long conversations with neighbors about what color the mayor's daughter's dress was, you realized that pink color drives people crazy. So you threw away your old pink shirts and bought new ones, white ones. Now people pay attention to you as a fashion icon. The local elders are trying to arrange your marriage to the mayor's daughter? Oh, I don't think they are. Not you. Not unless she's crazy too. The neighbor's horse knocked down your fence. You chased it through the settlement with colorful language. Finally, the horse stopped, waited for you, and as soon as you swung at the bandit, it kicked you with the side with all its might. Well, now you're dead. Despite a broken rib, you understand the main thing. Even a horse couldn't get away from you. You are as healthy as a horse. I don't know if horse is the best measurement of health, honestly. Your persistence is bearing fruit. You no longer have a panic fear of cutting your feet on stones. So now you can easily go to the forest for chanterelles? By the shortcut. However, Ned will still call you problems, but you're confident you can handle even that. Is this from standing on nails? Oh, oh, are we done? That was it? No more? Magical Im. Senior Builder. Okay, only 2 new things appeared here, but there's going to be more in the property. We're pretty close to clay mining. Well, that might be worth pushing. But first, let's see. This will require some work, of course. Oh my gosh, the energy it uses. We don't have the capacity to run this one for serious. Even if it turns out, when built up, to be amazing, which it probably will, we just don't have the health. And if you have to cut it with something else, well, I mean, it's not useless, but man, that's a lot of mana too. We're gonna have to check the shop next. Alright, let's try this. Magical Immersion! We finally got it. Mental Activities Learning Rate. This is not practice. This is a transformation of consciousness, and it devours your MP very quickly, of course. Well, if it makes you better as a mentalist. Alright, I'm going to temporarily... Wow. I'm going to temporarily create a list that's just Senior Builder and Magical Immersion. It doesn't even need a name. And then this nameless list will be thunk turned on. Still devours too much mana, doesn't it? The builder works though. Alright, anyway, I'm going to build up my knowledge because I have a feeling the shopkeep's going to want some of that. Let's take a look. Well, Geographics book. Yeah, I think we need that. Training rooms. Now you know about Secret Shop containing a lot of knowledge. 325, we can do that. The Gossip Exchange is within reach as well. Alchemy Material Discount. That's good. That's very good. I must have that. Man, now it takes a long time to fill in now, don't it? Property. The Event Hall. This is one of the things we... Oh my gosh, it doesn't take that much, though. But the money. We'll be able to have parties. We'll create a party space. That's gonna take a bit, though. I need a lot more territory. What about accessories? What's the new thing here? That's a good question. Oh, it's this. Diplomatic Weave. Land discount! Okay, that's the goal. I need a lot of land. The goal is get paper. It costs duckweed for some reason. That's fine. Alright, yeah, definitely need a ton of that. What are we doing that we make this weird weave that makes people sell us their land more cheaply? I don't know. Are we reducing the value of nearby land? Alright, well now we have some idea of what we want. We need money. Yes. A lot of it. Wow, it's already surpassed regular builder. Does the senior builder eat knowledge too? Why is my knowledge in the negative right now? Am I drinking a potion or a spell that does that? Well, we'll split it up with this magical immersion. Definitely need to get this up. Okay. You know, when it's split two ways like this, we're not gaining as much money as we could from just being a regular builder or a salesperson. But we need that magical immersion levels anyway. We need a lot of money to buy a lot of things. Alright, we need paper, herbal fibers, and core duckweed. Well, herbal fibers we can craft non-stop. It uses ginseng and aloe vera, of which I have plenty. Yeah, we're not going to run out of that anytime soon. Paper we'll have to purchase, but we can afford that. Yeah, we just need to buy loads of paper. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna start making more herb plantations. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I wanted these for a while. I'm just gonna get them. Yeah. This has way outstripped everything else now. Senior builder is something. Apparently, we're actually good at something finally. How did that ever happen? Alright. Buy some paper. Alright, I'm gonna add push-ups, which is slow. Distressingly slow. I want that clay mining, though. That might do some good. Alright. Bing, 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 bing. Apply. Alright, there you go. I don't know. I'll take this, I guess. This takes us to a physical training boost. There'll be a learning rate, and so on. Okay, well, there you go. Alright, let's see. Back to here. If I want to purchase land, it's 183 million. But if first I create some diplomatic weavings and I come back, it's only still at the 120 million. It's well, it's a better price. It is better. But the duckweed will never be a problem. The herbal fibers I can just craft endlessly, so that's not going to be a problem. The paper I have to buy. A 50% discount just isn't good enough. I need more! Oh, good. We finally refilled. You can get more of that magical immersion. What might mining do for me? What might clay do for me, I should say? Well, let's speed it up. Edit. Add the push-ups. Save. Alright, I've added push-ups to the mix. Okay, how bad is it on the mana? It's pretty rough. Even cut one more way like this. Well, just do the best you can. I'm buying all of your paper, and I still have money left. Well, I'm also going to buy iron plates. And then I don't have any money. Alright, let's see. A little bit more diplomacy. The iron stashes. Ho ho ho. Yeah. That event hall does interest me. It sure does. Alright, I'll let you go full-time push-ups while the mana recovers. We'll get there. Still haven't gotten it below 100 million. I'll pick this up. Alright, magical immersion's starting to get somewhere. That's a pretty good boost to mental learning. It's not bad at all. Oh, but we have something else to do, don't we? The potions never stop. Alright. See this nice 16x? Well, it was almost 17x. Well, now it's just, you know, okay, the gains aren't what they were. But they're still good. They're still gains. This one will be bigger, though. The mental? Yeah, that more than doubled. Coupled with what we got from that new magical immersion, our mental training should be massively improved. Alright. Well, we might as well consume these as well. Maybe not the biggest change, but that's because we haven't been gathering as hard. But hey, every little bit helps, right? Let's eat some verdant coils. Alright, there you go. Pretty massive gains to our stat gains here. Mental in particular should be way faster. Let's pick a good mental one and see. How about good old nail standing? How much faster do you think this will be? Let's find out. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's get ourselves clay right now. I'm running out of time for the moment. Clay. Give me clay! Dang, it's real close. I know it's real close. Come on. Come on! Also, I'm gonna buy more paper. Purchase. I might need that stuff that lets me buy more. Maybe. Shop! I'm not sure what the new thing is. Oh, it's over here. Oh, it's clay. I'll just buy some. Not much, apparently, but hey. Alright, hold on. Here you go. Run that. There's clay mining. We'll set that up in a second. Alright. Furniture. No. Accessories. No. Structures. A library. Well, that's not what I would have guessed for clay, but okay, fine. Bonus learning rate. But it takes up my precious space. Ah, man. My space. I need my space. We gotta keep working on these discounts, man. Alright. Have we gotten less than 100 million? We did! We crossed that line. I want to go further. Hmm. How about you do some clay mining? Oh, that's also bad for your health, is it? I didn't realize. What comes next? Not you. What comes next? The smelter. Public relations is... Well, that's a long way off. Mind clearing. Mental endurance training. See, these sound good. Nature magic. We don't know anything about nature magic yet. We could buy a bunch of things. I could afford a lot of these things with gold, but it takes so very much of it. Oh yeah, clay mining is brutal for some reason. Boy, that level's quick. Wow. Alright, hold on a second. Let's try... We're going to turn this sucker on. And then we're going to go over here and do senior building. It's like 4.5 million. The rate at which we're gaining money. I would call it respectable. Alchemy, materials discount. Oh, where's all my money gone? I'll pick up a pickaxe. Oh, we should get those geography books. Yeah, we should definitely get those. You know what I could do? Okay, alright, here's what I'll do. If if I combine these, create, it works out. Not quite as good as just being a senior builder, but it's sustainable if we work part-time as a salesman when we're too exhausted to carry on otherwise. All right, let's take that. The training rooms. Okay. What have we unlocked now? Learn geography. Increases my manual labor. Increases my manual labor by reducing my knowledge. Well, senior builder is not manual labor somehow. Really? None of these are manual labor. What falls under manual labor? Okay, it's the mining effects. The mining and the woodcutting stuff. That's being boosted. Courses! Oh, here we go. Body capability. Learning upkeep? For a minute. Alright. Oh. Huh. So if I turn this on, it's going to... Well, shit, you might as well just turn them all on. I can only run one at a time. Oh, is that so? Alright. Huh. I see. I'm still doing things out here, though, even now. I mean, we just tripled our manual labor. That's not nothing. If we decide we actually do want to mine clay, which we don't really want to do, I have a spell that could increase my knowledge. I'm still running that money stuff. Oh yeah, let's continue doing money. Okay, I do need to hurry. What other things do we really want? The pickaxe? Let's buy this gossip exchange. Why not? Masonry technology. Hell yeah, we definitely want that. And these classes are making us better and better at making money. How about that? Oh, you know what else I should be doing? I should be buying all the paper they have. Tempted to purchase other things besides, but... Alright. 500 million, that's a little bit out of my reach now. Well, I'm gonna buy some steel. I'll buy some clay. Yeah. I'll buy a whole bunch. Okay, let's see. So, over at the property, keep pushing that diplomatic weave. Oh, I kind of want to do a bunch of iron stashes. Hmm. I want to do a lot of things. Okay, we didn't actually set these up. After another trip to market, you get in an argument with a watermelon seller and manage to buy them for twice as cheap. Returning home, you realize the whole thing was a strange plant that you added to your tea. Now the markets call you the haggler, but you know that you get the exclusive discount and have found the secret to peace and balance, as you said about growing the miraculous sedative. How many watermelons can you eat? How many did you buy? After finding a mysterious purple plant, you tried to plant it near your home for a long time, but no matter how hard you tried, it didn't take root. However, you didn't give up and tried until the stubborn plant sprouted exactly where you were going to make a path, using a spell to stop grass growth. On the 10th day of continuous spells, when you, with bags under your eyes and a glassy look, were asking for another book of grass-stopping spells, you were told that you could use a specific weed killer. Tired but not broken, you still showed the grass where its place was. And now you have both a path and a plantation. Sometimes science is better than magic. Yesterday you were at a party and returned home in the early morning, tired of dancing. Barely moving your legs, you suddenly felt that you had wandered into the wrong place. Your head growling and barking dog. You heard growling and barking dogs and realized in the dark you had wandered in the yard of a local elder. You started running as fast as you could, wherever your eyes looked, until they rested on a high fence. And then you felt such burns in your feet you don't understand how you jumped over the fence. The dogs remained behind the fence, and you remembered those burns. Coming home, you put down gloves, cleaned off your pants of burrs and thorns, and that same night you set about planting these plants under the fence. Let them now burn the neighbors' cows that disturb your peace. They have cloven hooves, so they're not likely to, you know what, I'm not going to argue with this guy. It'd be pointless. Okay, so we have a lot of gold. Should we begin the big land purchase? It's kind of tempting to. But then again, what if I just bought a bunch of steel? Huh? Then I could go over to my property and I could be like, Iron Stash. Holy shit, that's huge. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to just kind of go now, but look at all this. Look at it all. Man, I want to make the event hall, though. Later. Now this trade hall is interesting because it includes a social training boost now. I want to see. It's going up by 2s. If I build a trade stall and come back, it's still going up at the same rate. I was kind of hoping you could let me buy more stuff, specifically wood and paper. Oh well. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it on not jobs. Edit, add this. The knowledge is being devoured. Well, if I go over here and I turn off this and I turn on this, does that help? It really doesn't. Can I convince it to cycle through all of them? I kind of want all of these. So, hold on a second. This is at negative 95.92. Yeah, this one might be the most important to develop, because it'll make things easier all around. Hmm. Basically, if I want to keep this going, so this should be switching courses every 10 seconds, right? Well, it's not. I don't know that I need my health cap upped, but... Alright, every 10 seconds it should be jumping, right? Okay. Now jump to the next one. Jump to the next one! No, it just keeps jumping to work ethic. Why specifically work ethic? I don't get it. I don't understand. But what I do understand is I'm just going to temporarily edit this for the moment. I'm going to add to it... oh, gotta add that geography. And I'm going to add senior builder. And I'm going to add... read book. Where's read book? Read book, where are you at? Here, I'll just drop another instance of it. Boop. There. Oh, read books was down here for some reason. Why was it down there? Oh well. Alright, if I do this, what does it look like? The knowledge is barely positive, sort of, but it's gonna go down because, you know... But I've got a spell. I think it's a net positive. So right now it's at 6. It's gonna flip again. Now it's a 4. No, it's a net negative. So yeah, it's gonna eventually run out if I leave it like this. Anyway, I got to go. So, we'll have to leave it here.